Blessings, good evening, good afternoon. We'll begin with some quiet meditation. So please find a comfortable posture to sit with for the next 15 minutes. Primary aim during any Buddhist meditation is to bring up the quality of knowing. Sometimes we say mindfulness, sometimes we say knowing, knowing with clear comprehension or full awareness. So to do that, we need to rein in or bring in the mind, which has a habit of wandering around aimlessly. Luang Por Chah used to say that the mind, the human mind, untrained, is a bit like an orphan, a child without parents, and not sure where to go, what to do, just wandering around. A bit sad as a picture in your mind, but our mind is actually like that much of the time. It's just wandering according to its cravings and attachments, the conditioning process that we build up through our life, following preferences, distractions. Not all the time, but much of the time. So now is the time to go against that or change that. Bring up the qualities of mindfulness and clear comprehension, like parents to help the child, or guardians, somebody to help the child to know where to go, what to do. So you're learning that in meditation, how to bring more mental control and understanding and mindfulness, present moment awareness up into your mind, to know what's going on, how you are right here, right now. So even if you were to think of the past, the aim would be to think with the mindfulness, the presence of mind that knows I am now thinking of the past, as opposed to just dwelling in the past, sort of wandering around through memories and reacting to those memories. Or if you're thinking about the future, to know I'm now thinking about the future and that this is just thought, imagination. To have enough mindfulness and clarity to do that, so that you're not lost in thoughts that might bring up anxiety, worry, and so on. So we need to practice this ability to bring the mind to the present moment using different objects of mindfulness, such as the breath. Just keep bringing the attention to the feeling of the in and out breath. So picking it up at one location, such as the tip of your nostrils. And every time your mind wanders away, bring it back. So keeping the breath, keeping the breathing in mind, remembering, not forgetting the breath, and being aware that the breath, when it's going in, so the beginning of the breath and the middle, and then the breath going out. After that pause, the breath goes out again. So at any moment, your aim is to, if you're using the breath as your meditation object, your aim is to know whether the breath is going in or the breath is going out. Knowing that feeling or sensation that the breath brings, the breathing mechanism brings sort of the contact of the air coming in at your nostrils is a good place to pay attention. Notice the air in the room you're sitting in, how it's got one temperature, current air temperature, cooler or warmer depending. And then the exhalation, the breath going out, may actually have a slightly different temperature from your body. You don't yet need to think about the composition. Air coming in has more oxygen than air going out and all that. And that's an interesting kind of reflection, but really you're just going on the sensation, the breath coming in and the breath going out, and returning to that over and over again. And some people use the word Buddho, from Buddha. Buddho means the knowing, or the one who knows. As you breathe in Bud, you breathe out To. So 2 syllables, just to help keep the mind with the breath in the present moment. Or some people will count up until 10. So 1 breath in, 1 breath out is a 1. 2nd breath in, 2nd breath out, 2, up until 10, and then just repeat the exercise. Or if you've been doing it, you're more used to it, maybe you don't use a word or the numbering, you just stay with the feeling, the sensation. And like with the small child, you have to be tolerant and patient when it runs away, when it's agitated, when it's excited, goes here and goes there. That's your mind, will be like that, thinking and remembering many things. But just notice that once you've lost awareness of the breath, your mind is gone. At that moment, you're not going to be fully aware of what's going on. And at first, that truth can be frightening because you realize you actually have, quite often, you have minimal control over your mind. Start thinking about one thing, and then another, and you're gone. And sometimes that being a fact of being gone, the mind is lost in its thoughts, or falling asleep is another problem. That can last for a long time, 5, 10, 15 minutes, until something helps you snap out of it. But during that time, there was minimal awareness or no awareness, lost, and all kinds of thoughts, images, memories, and then reactions to the things you're experiencing will come up, but without full awareness. So people sometimes practicing mindfulness directed to the breathing can end up laughing because they're just thinking of something amusing or whatever, but it's actually nothing related to the breathing. Or they can end up crying, or they can end up angry, or they can end up afraid. And each time the mind has drifted from the breath and it starts to think about something, maybe triggered by a memory or some feeling in the body, or a sound, or the mind is just looking for something to think about, so it throws up images and ideas. And because of the lack of mindfulness, they end up in some form of mood or experiencing some kind of emotion or mental state. So as soon as you realize that's going on, your aim is to practice letting go. Come back to the breath. You don't have to analyze what's going on or explain it to yourself or find excuses. But just bring the attention back to the breath and get good or skilled at dropping these distracted states of mind, however important they seem. And of course they'll seem very important. Every thought, every emotion will be demanding your attention, and the breath will seem unimportant until mindfulness is established. The mind becomes calm, still. Then the breath is the center of your attention and everything else seems unimportant. And you have a change in your perspective at that point. And you feel light and happy because the mind is with the breath and letting go of all the distractions. Even if previously you've had a strong emotional response to something, that emotion can fade right away and you're back with the breath in the present moment, peaceful, content. So for the last part of the meditation, I'll stop speaking and just put your effort into paying attention to the in and out breath until you hear the bell.